everybody, it's another episode of Generally Speaking, and I'm in the Freedom Wagon just driving on down the road today, and I got a topic for you. Stop living life looking in the rearview mirror. Don't do it. Here's what so many people do. Their pre-programming from their past has a tendency to cloud the vision of their present so that they can't even see the future. Stop living your life looking in the rear view mirror. Stop driving down the road looking in the rear view mirror. You got a big old windshield out in front of you. I know I got a big one here on this truck. Man, it gives me a fantastic field of vision and I'm able to see everything around me. But you know what? My vision of the rear is pretty limited. As a matter of fact, I got to turn around or I got to look out the side mirrors. There's a time when I want to see what's going on around me, you know, so I don't run over a little electric-powered vehicle because I didn't see them. So there are lessons that you can learn by looking in the rearview mirror, but you don't want to continue driving focused that way, because if you're not watching where you're going because you're so focused on your past, you're going to crash, you're going to wreck, you're going to have an issue. Now, there's a lot of folks who say, yeah, but Bob, you just don't understand how I was raised. I mean, you just don't understand the ideas that my parents planted in my mind, the scarcity, the lack, the limitation, you know, the skepticism, the anxiety, the fear. It's all a part of my upbringing. You just don't get it. I mean, you know, I just can't get past that. Well, I understand that there are difficulties in change. I mean, human behavior is such that unless there is a powerful event or a strong reassociation, people are resistant to change their beliefs or attitudes. It's the reason why we brought Woody Woodward into the community, and we spend so much time teaching them emotional fingerprint and all the great, you know, nuances of that science. I am here to tell you as one who has experienced it. When I was a young guy, I had anxiety that was so bad, it was so debilitating, it made it difficult for me to be able to do certain things. I love to race motocross. Now, I love to ride my bike first, and I used to spend an enormous amount of time, you know, up in the mountains, on the track, out in the hills, just having fun, just riding for fun. And, you know, there was never any anxiety about that. It was just a good time. But then I got the great idea. I want to race. I got to figure out how good I am. I will never forget being out of Bonneville Raceways, and that gate is about ready to drop. And I am so riddled with fear and anxiety that when the gate dropped, and even though I hit the throttle, I was halfway down the straightaway before I could even get the presence of mind to put my feet back on the pegs and start shifting gears. Seriously, just absolutely terrified. I shared that story with my wife one day. She said, well, then why did you do it? And I said, because what I wanted was on the other side of that fear. I wanted to stand on the winner's podium. I wanted to receive the trophy. I wanted to be able to know that I was good enough that I could excel above others. Now, that's not to say that I wanted to rub it in their face and be competitive. I was competing with myself, but, you know, being able to use others as a gauge on the track, well, I'll let you know whether or not you're good or you're not, right? But I was riddled with fear, and it didn't go away easily. As a matter of fact, I don't remember a single time that I stepped out on the racetrack that gate didn't drop, that I wasn't terrified. But I just kept doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it. And little by little, my fears subsided so that I could get a better control of things. The same thing has been true of so many things in my life. I can remember when I first got into sales, and I would literally go out in my car. I was an outside salesman in the printing industry, and I would drive around. And I would go, wow, this looks like a good business development park. Oh, there's some great offices. There's some great warehouses. There's some fantastic businesses. I need to make a note of this. I got to come back to these another day because, yeah, this looks like a good area. And then I would drive to the next area and the next area and the next area. Why? Because that was safe. And I was scared to death to actually go in and have to do a cold call approach to somebody in that office. But eventually, I had to overcome my fear. Why? Because I wanted so bad what was on the other side of that fear. A paycheck. So I forced myself out of the car, and I forced myself into the first office, and I butchered it. And then I went to the next one, and I butchered it. And I went to the next one, and I didn't butcher it as bad. And I got a little better, and a little better, and a little better. And I got to the point where I overcame that fear and that anxiety so that I could literally walk into any building and talk to anybody about what I was offering and do it with confidence and competency. Folks, if I would have spent my time trying to drive down the road, looking in the rearview mirror, I would have never been able to push forward past my fears to grab the brass ring and enjoy success. And the same thing is true here. If you find yourself living in the past, you can't change it. You learn from it, but you can't change it. If you find yourself regretting that you did things or didn't do things, then guess what? Push forward and get beyond it, because you can't do anything about the past. I'm here to tell you, as one who knows, that if you make a concerted effort, you not only engage in personal development, in the right kinds of audio programs, the right kinds of videos, the right kinds of books, hanging around with the right kinds of people, if you not only engage in personal development, but you immerse yourself in personal development, you can find that just about any fear or lack or limitation you have can be overcome and turned into a strength that will bless your life and the life of others.